Hello and welcome to episode 2 of Super Reddit Bros. This time we're covering, is it BS if you don't wash your hair for some time, it will begin to self-clean? I've googled this and it claims to be true, but I want to know if anyone has actually done it. Being on lockdown is a perfect opportunity for me to test if this is true. So is it bull? Have you done it? Did it work? Does your friend do it, but they really still smell like an old gym bag? Is it worth the grossness before it begins to self-clean?
Fight.
As someone that is friends with quite a number of shampoo minimalists, am I the odd one when I say they still smell? It's not pungent, but you can tell. I feel like they themselves don't smell anything, but others around them do. Can anyone confirm? I've known several people over the years who claim you don't need to use shampoo or soap and you always could smell them from 10 feet away, a nasty BO smell. I actually knew a guy who didn't use any soap and he literally never smelled at all. If anything, he smelled kind of pleasant. He had no BO. I almost didn't believe him when he told me that I have always been able to smell people who don't use much or any or even just all natural soap from the co-op. My dad can come in from yard work, literally pouring sweat and still smell like nothing. Some people are just like that, I suppose. My fiancé is like that. He needs to not shower for several days before I catch a whiff. Usually when camping or something. He can be out chopping wood and doing yard work, and he'll still smell like nothing. I, on the other hand, I can get away with a few days with deodorant, but I'm ripe and only a few hours without any. I think the smells relate heavily to diet ones, too. That's interesting, because when I did the Carno diet for 2 weeks, just straight meat, I stopped having any body odor or even flatulence odor. So that was an interesting tidbit.
Fight.
I also have heard there's something called nervous sweat that smells worse than the average exercise sweat. Someone please fact check me. That's true, there are 2 kinds of sweat, acrine and apocrine. Acrine sweat is exercise sweat that comes from all over your body. It is odorless and its job is to cool you down. Apocrine sweat is secreted in the pubic area and armpits. It is initially odorless, but it contains fats and proteins that bacteria break down, and that causes odor. There's no consensus as far as I'm aware regarding what this stinky sweat is, but for apocrine glands, it can be triggered by nerves and arousal.
Fight.
I remember learning a while back that not everybody's BO smells the same to everyone else, i.e., you could smell like nothing to someone and smell like dirty laundry to someone else. I won in the sweat lottery. I do not need a daily shower. It screws up my skin if I do. I claim it's thanks to my Neanderthal genes. My Irish skin screams when I use unscented Dove soap. Christ, once I had the bright idea to shower using that gritty soap with almond bits in it. I don't think I've ever been more clean, but at what price? I mean, it's your soap, why don't you tell us? It was free from work. Wow, the best things in life really are free. Some people have to pay good money to permanently damage their skin.
Fight.
I mean, it's not like we evolved to shower daily, and it will dry anyone's skin out if they do that. That's just demonstrably wrong. In countries like Brazil and Colombia, showering once a day is the average, and it can be even more frequent in the summer, with no ill effects to the skin. Different climate helps. If you live somewhere colder and drier, and shower every day, you shed dry skin flakes everywhere every time you move, like glitter, but worse. People basically end up using lotion everywhere all the time. They strip their natural oils and replace them with a bunch of synthetic stuff. Personally, my skin has gotten a lot healthier since I moved to every other day, or even every 3 to 4 days if I'm at home and not active, like during a pandemic. No more flaky, dry skin. My scalp is much healthier too. It took a bit of time for my skin and hair to adjust, but it's so worth it.
Fight.
Was he Korean? I read somewhere the Koreans don't have the gene that makes you smell, so deodorant isn't really popular there. Actually, no, but now that you mention it, a Korean guy I dated, lived with for 3 years, literally never smelled. Even when he wouldn't shower for a few days or work manual labor for 16 hours straight on a hot summer day, he never ever smelled. I guess some people are just lucky. I'm Asian myself, and if I don't shower for a day or 2, I smell awful. He also thought he smelled, though, when he didn't. I mean, I'm sure some Asians get BO because that's a massive group of people who are no more homogenous genetically than white people, but it is possible that what you consider smelling bad isn't what most people consider bad. I can get away with a few days before I start to smell funky, and I'm Asian too. I've had girlfriends and coworkers verify that I don't smell, and it's just not me being nose deaf, lol. I'm also naturally basically hairless, so maybe that plays a role? Who knows?
Fight.
Keep in mind there's a difference between someone with bad hygiene and someone who chooses not to use soap. Not using soap because you're lazy probably means you also likely have bad hygiene. But if you're not using soap and shampoo because it's negative effects, but you still maintain good hygiene and showering practices, you probably won't smell bad. Sweat and odors wash off surprisingly well with hot water and a good scrub. Source: I rarely use shampoo or soap, and I have a clean freak girlfriend that will very quickly tell me to my face if I smell. This is a good demonstration of correlation versus causation, and something that everyone should pay attention to.
Fight.
Yep, had a friend try this. After a month or so, we told her to wash her hair. It was really gross. She was still in the transitionary time. It should theoretically have started to even out after that. That's an interesting point. My ex used to do this, and every time she'd try, it would never work out, but she would only give it 2 or 3 weeks at a time. So, yeah, maybe give it some more time if you're going to experiment with this.
Fight.
I wash my hair maybe once every 2 weeks, and it's never smelled. I ask my girlfriend all the time, and she's never said anything negative. My hair is short, though. Therein lies the difference. Probably has something to do with it. I do have a friend with semi-longer hair who does it, too. Never washes his hair maybe once a year, and I've never noticed a bad smell. In my experience, it doesn't smell bad, it just doesn't really smell like anything. Once a year? That is some next-level shampoo minimalism. Honestly, goals. Yeah, short hair really does change things up. I keep a shaved head myself, and my hair is never greasy or smelly.
Fight.
I'm spitballing here, but I feel like diet comes into play. Some people might have less beef if they eat more veggies in their diet versus meats and garlic. Now, I already mentioned about my personal carnivore experiment. I only ate meat, and ground beef and steak, and my body odor completely vanished in a couple weeks, and it was gone for a good long time afterwards, even after I stopped the experiment. Your mileage may vary, of course.
Fight.
I shampoo once a month. My hair never smells, and people tell me somewhat frequently that my hair smells good. I still wash it, water and conditioner. I still shower, and my hair is fairly long. It's about breast length and very curly. It really depends on the hair type, but most people do not have to shampoo several times a week. For a while, my little brother, with great hair, only used conditioner and an egg somehow. He smelled fine, but I was a teenager at the time, so my judgment may have been flawed. I've done the baking soda and vinegar thing before, but I don't do it regularly. No, you're not the odd one out. Now, see, I did the baking soda and vinegar thing once, and it completely stripped my hair of everything to the point where it stuck out like crazy Albert Einstein with a fork in an electrical socket. Like, it was that insane. So there you have it. There was some of the most interesting and funny anecdotes about not using shampoo or soap or whatever in your life. Your mileage may vary. Take it with however much salt you need to. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.